Welcome back. A new play is coming to Broadway that examines the corrosive effect of social media on people's mental health. It's entitled Job and hits Broadway after a run off Broadway that drew rave reviews. It's set in a San Francisco therapist's office. The two-person drama follows Jane, an employee of a tech company who was placed on leave after a video of her having a mental breakdown at work went viral. Now it's up to her therapist, Lloyd, to determine whether she is fit to return to the office while he wrestles with a dark past of his own. Wow. Joining us now, the play's co-stars, Peter Friedman and Sydney Lemmon. The two met while working on HBO's hit show Succession, of which we are both massive fans, so we know the two of you.
I was going to say I've never heard of it, but I can't wait to see this play.
Are you kidding me?
No, obviously.
Succession is like our favorite show ever.
So this story is not only ripped from the headlines, but also from our personal experiences and all the media that we do. You know, Sydney, you always think, oh, it would be easy to find somebody that can do online work, but it is so grating and so grueling. And if your character does content moderation for a Facebook-like company, and I've yet to talk to somebody that's doing a job like that doesn't feel the emotional grind of it. Talk about how that sets up your character for all the drama that unfolds in the play.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, it's a grating job, but I think the people who have the tenacity to take on work like that are able to sort of separate their work from their life in pretty astonishing ways. And our play kind of looks at when that separation kind of bleeds and and you're no longer able to sort of keep that line distinct.
Right. I was going to say that it does. In fact, there are some people who are able to separate that and do a great job. Jane has some problems, which we'll let you all explain a little bit later. So Peter, this is I'm always mesmerized, and I'm always so impressed by writers, by playwrights that are able to take us into one room. And just and one room for everything. I was always
one therapy session.
Yeah, there's one therapy session in one room. I'm always, for like Cheers, the old '80s comedy. It was, for the most part, it was in a bar, but there was great writing that kept you engaged. Here, for a different topic, for a different venue, but it's the same thing. Just one therapy session.
Yeah, and that's what scared me reading it at first. How do you make that live? And I learned by working with our director and Sydney that there are corners that are built into it where you can keep the tension going, and that's I feel what our director Michael Hurwitz has brought to it. It's very clever what he's done. Sorry.
Talk about the challenge. Both of you talk about the challenge, though, as actors. As you look at it, you go, oh, my God, we're going to do this in one room. It's going to be one therapy session. What do you, as actors, have to bring to the table to really keep that pacing up?
Well, when the writing is as good as the writing is with this play, it's really just about surrendering to the text and to the actor that you're with and giving over to the circumstance that's been written out for you on the page. So honestly, it's just about diving in and letting go. It doesn't take too much when the writing is good.
There are questions that the therapist asks the patient that may sound casual, but it's our job to never let it be casual.
I'm curious what drew both of you to this script and to this play. And Peter, I'll start with you. What was it that made you feel a connection with it, that made you want to do this?
When you hit some good writing, you know it. You know, when there aren't any bumps, when you don't want to say this doesn't make sense to me. Those are the things you hold on to, and those are the things you pursue. And this one had some really smart stuff in it, and the two runs that we've had, the audiences have responded to it in a way that I haven't seen before, especially the younger audience that came, because it was like a party. It was great.
Huh, Sydney.
Yeah, for me, you read it and you think, wow, this has teeth, and I have no idea how this is even possible to do. And looking ahead at a challenge like that, and it's really exciting, because sort of that's still how I feel almost every night before we do it. It's like, this is impossible. How are we going to do it today? How are we going to do it tonight? So it's exciting.
Peter, you as the therapist, you play a role where you say you feel like this was your reason to live, and her character is her reason to live. Isn't part of the thing that we get out of the play is that we all feel we have a reason to live that may not be able to reconcile with others' feeling of why they're living, and how do you make the two work, or can you make the two work? Or maybe that's what the play makes us ask ourselves.
Wow, I hadn't thought about that, but I'm trying to draw a connection towards the end of the play to us to ameliorate the tension. Right. And I say that we are both doing things that are our reason to live, but I see your point. Interesting.
I'll see your play.
And Sydney, talk about the journey that Jane takes through the play, and why audiences have responded as strongly as they have.
Yeah, you know, I think I really relate to something that Jane feels, and I think a lot of people my age feel, which is a total identification with their work, and that their work becomes their life and sort of their whole personality. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And so when the thing that you do to make money becomes your whole life and really sort of goes beyond what's normal or accepted, it becomes sort of an obsession. That was really exciting. I think that audiences can relate to that, and but also they get to watch someone on stage do it in the most extreme possible way, a way that they probably feel some catharsis, sort of getting to witness. Yeah.
All right.
The play Job makes its Broadway debut on July 30th at the Hayes Theater.
So excited.
Co-stars Peter Friedman and Sydney Lemon. Thank you both. Congratulations on the success of
Thank
Job.
you for having us.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And that does it for us this morning. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern. Ana Cabrera picks up the coverage after a quick final break.